you're gonna wanna avoid moving to San Antonio, Texas, unless you can handle these 8 things. And a quick little teaser, you're gonna be shocked to hear what number 8 is, so stick around and find out. All right guys, let's get after it. Coming in at number 1 on the list, climate. The heat and the humidity out here are brutal, especially in the summers. This year we had 74 days that hit over 100 degrees, making 2023 the hottest year on record ever. If you work outside, you might want to reconsider moving to San Antonio. With that being said, it's great beach weather pretty much year round, and we have beautiful beaches less than 2 hours away and rivers and lakes at almost every corner here in San Antonio. I personally love to fish, and I'm on my boat, on the beach, on the rivers, pretty much year round, fishing and having a good time. The weather doesn't bother me at all. It's really nice here, pretty much year round long. So if you prefer milder or more diverse weather, San Antonio might not be the best fit for you. Number 2 pretty much goes hand in hand with number 1. Because of the extreme heat, we do have a little bit of a bug problem. These little rascals are always trying to make their way into your home, seeking out cooler and wet areas. These are some of the bugs you'll most likely see if you move to San Antonio. Definitely crickets, scorpions, spiders, bees, and let's not forget my favorite, mosquitoes. With all that being said, I personally always wear bug spray when I'm outdoors, and I regularly exterminate and use pest treatments around and in my home to keep it under control. So it doesn't bother me much, but because I'm proactive about it, I'm usually good. But if you can't stand these little creatures, San Antonio might not be the ideal place for you. Number 3 on the list, traffic and transportation. Traffic congestion can be an issue in certain parts of the city for sure, and public transportation is pretty much limited compared to other larger cities. Because so many people are relocating into San Antonio, there's always construction and road projects trying to keep up with the demand of people moving into San Antonio. I personally just give myself plenty of time if I'm driving around town, and I use Google Maps to try and divert me from a congested area. So honestly, just a little bit of planning can help relieve the stress of construction and congestion. So honestly, it's not that bad if you plan for it. But if you have a job where you have to drive all day long, or you're easily irritated with traffic, this might not be the right fit for you. Coming in at number 4, diversity. San Antonio is an extremely diverse city, so if variety is not your thing, think twice about moving to San Antonio. I personally love all the different cultures, and I embrace anybody pretty much with a good heart. I especially love the different types of restaurants, as you can tell. I go a little hefty here. All food types, and there's a bunch of different food types in San Antonio, and I enjoy them all. Mexican food, Chinese food, Italian, Indian, Asian, on and on. I love it all. But that might not be for everyone. So if you don't like variety, then you might not want to move to San Antonio, because it is definitely diverse out here. Coming in at number 5 on the list is friendly people. San Antonio is not for the introvert. If you can't stand friendly people, this might not be the place for you. I know this one sounds weird, but San Antonio still puts out that, that small town vibe, and even though it's a big city, you still feel like you're in a small town when you're in San Antonio. Everybody still waves at each other, and when you walk outside of your home, your neighbors will most likely try and start a conversation with you. So if you're an introvert, you might want to reconsider moving to San Antonio. It's funny, my wife is a huge introvert, and I see her get home from work, she gets out of her car and she's running inside the house trying to avoid people talking to her. Same thing when she's coming out, she tries to go out to the garage and kind of get to her car fast. We love our neighbors, but she's an introvert. She doesn't want to start conversations with them. She sees me all day long. She's driving me, waving at people as I'm passing people up and just being friendly. And she's like, "What are you doing? You know them?" I'm like, "No, I don't know them." I'm like, I'm just friendly. They waved at me, I'm waving back. Or vice versa. So if you don't like that friendly people vibe, San Antonio might not be it for you. Coming in at number 6 on the list, high property taxes. San Antonio was rated the 6th highest property tax rate city in the country. Average taxes are roughly about $6,500 per year, and it just all depends on the neighborhood that you choose to live in. Property taxes can make a huge difference on your monthly payment, and sometimes that's the deal breaker for some people. With that being said, housing here in San Antonio is 20% cheaper than the US average, making housing extremely affordable which is why so many people relocate to San Antonio from other states like California, Florida, New York, and all over the US. You definitely get a bigger bang for your buck, and that's a darn truth. So if you're looking to save big bucks on a home, this might be the right place for you. Number 7 on the list is basements. This is probably one of the most common questions I get from people relocating from up north. They always ask, I want a house with a basement. And I agree, basements are awesome. And if I ever become a rich man, it's gonna be the number one thing on my list when I build my custom home. But unfortunately, we don't have basements here in San Antonio because the frost line isn't that deep, and also because San Antonio has a high water table, which just basically means that the ground saturates closer to the surface, making it challenging, and really it's just expensive to prevent water penetration into a basement. That's definitely a bummer, but that doesn't mean it can't be done with the right resources. But sometimes that is a deal breaker for some people, so if you can't live without a basement, then San Antonio might not be the right place for you. So number 8, the one you've all been waiting for. Texans love their guns, and they love to hunt. Texas definitely has more lenient gun laws compared to some other states, and this might not align with everyone's preferences or beliefs. Texas has what's called open carry state, meaning that with a valid license, individuals can openly carry handguns in public. Texas also allows concealed carry handguns to anyone that has a valid license. Some people might not feel comfortable with it, or they may feel unsafe in an environment where firearms are more acceptable. So these are the 8 biggest reasons why you should not move to San Antonio. Guys, we have so many people contacting us who are moving here from San Antonio, and we absolutely love it. Honestly, if you're moving or relocating into San Antonio, we can make that transition so much easier on you. I'm available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I would love to connect with you. Call me directly on my personal number whenever you're ready to make that move. Let's talk about getting you here into San Antonio. Again, my personal number is popping up on the screen right now, and this is how you can get a hold of me. Hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe, and have a wonderful